because she was one of those people that was like, you don't need him. And I have another friend, and she was so just upset the fact that I was with him and knowing how he was treating me. Like, she cursed me out so bad, and I know she did it out of love. She cursed me out of love. And I thank you for that. I really do, because I had people who cared about me when I felt alone. I was in a relationship, but I felt alone. I felt so alone. I could not talk to my mom because I didn't think she would understand. I was putting them through hell this whole time that all this was going on. I was putting them through hell because I was acting out, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to go to. I'm a minor dating a grown man who's abusing me in every way, shape, or form. Now, am I going to play the victim? Absolutely not, because there were times that he would hit me and I was not having it and I would swing back. Best believe we'd be in there fighting. We was in there fighting. Yes, we were. Yes, we were, because I was just tired of it. I was tired of being treated as if I was nothing. Like, just nothing. He would always tell me, if we get married, you're going to get a boob job, you're going to get this done, you're going to get that done, because I wasn't good enough. I was never good enough for him. And to this day, it's hard for me to be in relationships or open my heart to people, because it's like in the back of my mind, are they going to tell me that I'm not good enough? Like, are they really going to tell me that I'm not good enough? And it's like, I don't want to hear that. If you're going to tell me something like that, just please, just exit. Just exit. Because I don't need to hear that. I don't need no negativity. I didn't need none of that. But, that's what I got. And I remember one of our worst fights, he actually pulled out his gun. He pulled out his gun and held it to my head and told me that this day would be my last day if I left. So again, I stayed. I stayed against my own will. It was crazy. At times I felt like he loved me, but looking back now that I'm older, wow, I played right into his hands. And like I said, my grades hit the floor. I was an honor roll student. That went out the window. It just went out the window. My grades slipped and I was not able to pick them back up. I wasn't even able to pick myself up. I wasn't able to pick myself up. And it was hard, because I knew that I had friends who still cared about me and loved me, but it wasn't the case. It wasn't the case in his situation. He didn't care about me. And at the time, I had another friend that actually knew everything about him. So there were people that I did communicate with that knew everything about them, knew everything about him, and they told me, when I say absolutely nothing, they told me absolutely nothing. When I finally was just like, I'm done, I'm over it, and I broke up with him and I did not go back, that's when everything came out. When I say everything came out, I found out that he was a registered sex offender. So he was living with his dad at the time, and his dad would always tell me, it would be hard for him to find a house, and I would always be like, why? And he wouldn't say anything. And when she told me, I was like, that's why. He can't find a house, because he is trying to house his son, trying to, make sure his son's not homeless, but he can't live around schools because he's there. So I found out that he was a registered sex offender. And then months later, I met this young girl, and she started talking to me about, her situation, and we got real close, and she was telling me about how she got raped by a guy. And when she told me his name, my heart, my heart fell into my feet, yo. That's how hard my heart fell into my feet. And I was just so stuck when she told me who raped her. She told me about the death threats she received if she would have went to court, that she was being stalked, that she had been in multiple fights because of it. And I couldn't do nothing but go home and cry. I felt so filthy at that moment. I just felt so disgusted with myself. Because I was just with the man that took advantage not only of me, but another young girl. And she would always explain how she had problems. Like, she couldn't trust anybody. And that her uncle didn't like him, but he would always try to come around her and her family, and her uncle would always be there to try to protect her. And it was just so crazy, because everything about him just came out, like right after, like not right after, but a bit after we broke up. Like, people were putting him out on Facebook, like his criminal record, how many charges. Oh my goodness, there are so many charges of like sexual assault and stuff like that. Like, it broke my heart, because I felt so dirty. I felt so dirty, and I was so hurt just to hear that. And because I was just like, I know how you feel. I really do. After we broke up, I thought, maybe he would leave me alone. We would go our separate ways. Cool. I could finish school, good. Nope. He would message me on my Facebook page. I have deactivated and made multiple pages just so he would stop messaging me. And the thing is, he has multiple Facebook pages, and a lot of them are like catfish pages. He's under somebody else's, a fake identity, fake picture or whatever, and he would message me from those pages. And it was just like I had to just block him, and I would just keep trying to block him, and I would just keep trying to block him, and it just would not work. It would not work, because somehow, some way, he would just come talk to me, and it sucked. It really did, because it was just like, I don't want anything to do with you, and you're constantly coming around. Like, he wouldn't leave. Like, he would not leave me alone. And even when he did leave me alone, it was something about him coming up somewhere. He was getting into it with other high schoolers. Like, he was getting into fights and stuff, picking fights, bullying, and, trying to be a tough guy to high schoolers. And they were exposing him on Facebook. Like, they were just putting out everything. Anybody who's ever had contact with him, anything, they were putting him out there. So everything that I'm telling you guys, I learned from other people. And yes, it's all been confirmed. All of it. All of it. And it makes my stomach turn to think about the fact that he is a father to a young girl. He's a father. He is a father. And it's like you're supposed to lead by example, and you should want better for your child than you are doing. And he wouldn't care. He did not care. Did not care. Like, there's just so many things. Like, we had our little circle. I had my little circle of friends. He was sleeping with half my circle of friends. And I didn't find this out till after I graduated high school. a lot of these people that was smiling in my face, shaking my hand, hugging me, you know, there for me when I'm trying to vent to them, he was sleeping with them. These people. It was really just madness. And it was madness. That is seriously what it was. Like, whenever we went to, like, friends' house or anything, all we did was fight. That was it. All we did was fight. We didn't really get along much. Because after a while, I was just so fed up with hating myself. That's what it was. I hated myself. Being with him, I hated myself. And that's all we did was fight. Because all I had was anger built up in me, baby. And I was going to let it out one way or another. And that's what it was like. That's all we did was fight. We went to a friend's house and I ended up grabbing a knife. I grabbed a knife. And the thing is, I feel so bad because my friend had children, but I was so angry at that moment, I didn't care, and I picked up a knife, and I feel bad that I did that in front of a child because no children should see that, ever. No children should see that, and if you're watching this, I'm sorry that I did that in front of your children. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I had to defend myself. I really did. So I picked up like this really big knife. And I was just like, you know what, I'm over it. Like, you just gonna have to get it. And I'm gonna, look, I'll take them charges. I would have took them charges at that point in my life. Yes, I would have. I would have taken them charges. That's how hurt I was. That I didn't even care. I just wanted it to end. And I know people say, oh, just leave, just leave. It's not that easy. This man used me like a puppet. Every time he pulled the string, I moved. I did what he wanted me to do. I said what he wanted me to say. That's what he was. He was just the whole puppet master and just had me just dancing right along. And that's what it was like. And I say that because his tactic is very simple. He preys on virgins. He preys on virgins, people who have like never really had, you know, relationships or anything like that. And he does that because he knows if he takes the most valuable part of you, he has you. And that's what it was. He took the most valuable part of me. Like I said, I didn't give it up. He took the most valuable part of me and used me. And it's not easy to just get up and walk away because you have to worry about your safety. Who's going to be on his side? Who's going to be on your side? Is anybody going to turn on you? Like, is anybody going to sell you out? Like, that is what you have to think about it. Will he find you and kill you? Will he, like, it's scary because it's hard. It's hard. There would be times that he would just drive past my house because in my room, I can see through the front. I can see out the front. So my room is upstairs and it's above the front door. So I can see, you know, the driveway, who's coming, who's walking, who's driving by or whatever. There would be times 3, 4 in the morning, he's driving back and forth in front of my house to make sure that nobody's like walking, like coming in or anything, to make sure that I'm at home. Like, he's driving back and forth. He's driving back and forth in front of my house. You know, when he wasn't driving, he'd be walking at the back of my house, and he'd be walking back and forth in the back of my house. And it was like, I don't know what else to do. I didn't know what else to do. Because it was like, I couldn't escape him. It was like, I couldn't escape him. He was friends with high schoolers. Like, his best friends or his cousins or whatever were high schoolers. High schoolers. That's all he hung around. High schoolers. He cared about being popular and cool with high schoolers. That's it. That's all he wanted to be around was high schoolers. Most of his friends were high schoolers. People that I had classes with. So, and ended up getting to the point where I couldn't even be around my classmates because he would send pictures of me to me that somebody sent him.